Hey guys, Bubba here with the Bubba News, all in one word, all in one news. Guys, there's something that came across tonight that I kind of wanted to talk about, and I want to see how this gains traction. But the way this is looking like is this religious push for a new jihad, a new holy war to come against Jerusalem one day so that the Muslims can have the Temple Mount, not the Jews. Here's what happened tonight. A group of Muslim scholars, and I apologize if this is boring, but this is kind of information that is fairly important in my mind because this is going to lead to what I believe are the outlier players, or they're going to get involved here soon, like possibly Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Jordan, the peace treaties there. There's even some kind of threats against Saudi Arabia if they go through with the normalization. But anyway, let's get right to it. A group of Muslim scholars, organizations, and muftis from around the globe have issued a joint statement. And they titled it talking about the Al-Aqsa flood, which was October 7th, 2023. And they give a lot of praise to Abu Obaida. That's basically the Hamas cheerleader that we've seen behind the scarf in the past year, putting out all these different videos and whatnot. But here's what it's entitled. It's called Statement of the Scholars of the Flood in Response to the Call of Abu Obaida. This is a full-on jihad war. They want to take the Temple Mount back from Israel. This is nuts. But anyway, let's get to what they're talking about here. Here we go. The flood began in Gaza to protect the blessed Al-Aqsa Mosque. It is a forerunner duty for the Muslim community to defend, liberate, and cleanse it. Cleanse what? Cleanse the Temple Mount from its defilement of the criminal Zionist Jews who seek to destroy it and build their claimed temple in its place. This religious obligation leaves no justification before Allah for anyone who fails to contribute or neglects those fighting in its defense. They want to take back the Temple Mount from Israel, and they want to do a siege on Jerusalem. And they talk about this to the Prophet Muhammad, the truthful and trustworthy, and upon his family, companions, and those who follow and support him until the day of judgment. Because they want this to happen so that they can take back the Temple Mount for their Mahdi, or their Messiah, their Antichrist, to come to power. So this is what it's talking about. Let me get to the couple points that I want to go over here real quick. We, as the Islamic scholars, have supported this blessed Al-Aqsa flood with clear fatwas and honorable stances issued by respected imams and leaders. However, as the events unfold and the conflict widens, in the occupation, Israel's endeavor to expand the area of war, these efforts are no longer enough. All of Palestine, from the sea to the river, belongs to the entire Muslim community, and no one has the authority to give up or concede any part of it. The blessed Al-Aqsa Mosque, aka the Temple Mount, in its entirety, above and below ground, is the rightful and exclusive possession of Muslims, and no one else has any claim to it. And guys, just a real quick break, but I'm going to post this video in the comment section down below and in the description, because this is crazy. As I continue, the leaders of Arab and Islamic countries must mobilize and deploy their armies, Psalm 83, and others, Zechariah 12, 1-9, and others. Let me repeat that. The leaders of Arab and Islamic countries must mobilize and deploy their armies to repel Zionist aggression and liberate the holy sites, talking about the Temple Mount. They want to liberate it. If they do not, their minimum duty is to support their Muslim brothers in Palestine by all available means. This is now talking about Islamic countries and Arab countries that surround Israel, like Jordan and Egypt. They must also oppose the Zionist presence in Palestine, starting with cutting political ties, ending trade agreements, and canceling the humiliating normalization treaties, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain with the Abraham Accords, kind of a deal, made against the will and interest of the Muslim community. Despite these treaties, the enemy has shown no respect for them, talking about Israel, continuing their aggression against lives, religion, sanctities, and property. All normalization agreements with the Zionist enemy are religiously prohibited and fundamentally void. They have no binding authority over Muslims in any way, and it is impossible to accept or rely on any security derived from them. If Muslims are not required to listen to or obey any authority or ruler that hinders them from supporting their fellow Muslims in any way, instead they must resist such situations and strive with all their efforts, as there is no obedience to a created being when it involves disobedience to the Creator. What they're saying is if you do not help, you are disobeying Allah. Any regime that provides the Zionist enemy with money, food, military, or security aid, political backing, media support, or any form of assistance has committed a serious betrayal. Those who do so with the intent of strengthening them against the Muslims have aligned themselves with the disbelievers. These guys are coming out saying that if any of our Muslim Brotherhood, within surrounding all of the Arab nations around Israel, support Israel in any way, shape, or form, they have then aligned themselves with the disbelievers of the Jews. In other words, to a Muslim, this is huge because this is talking about like losing their salvation with their Islamic beliefs. This is big. They go on to finish up with saying Islamic scholars commend and bless all who support the resistance in any action that strengthens their jihad and weakens their enemies. They urge every capable individual to contribute, focusing on the central issue of liberating Jerusalem and its surroundings, supporting the Mujahideen, which are the Holy War Jihad fighters, and participating in every form of jihad. They want to liberate Jerusalem down the line to take it away from Israel, and this includes the entire Temple Mount and everything around it. They're going to attempt in the near future, as we get closer to the Psalm 83 war, a ground invasion and incursion into Judah and Jerusalem. Zechariah 12, 1 through 9. But God empowers Israel in verses 5 and verses 8. So there's a lot of things coming up. There's a lot on the wall right now, even with the Iran thing coming up. Guys, it's getting crazy, but I wanted to share this because it is starting to get closer to a full-on, the peace treaties are getting ready to go away, and this is going to become a full-on religious war to take back Jerusalem and Israel, to call it Palestine, so that they can have a one-state solution and not a two-state solution. Guys, it's getting ready to kick off. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you soon. Maranatha. Jesus is coming.